Respected audience, the worthy chief guest, Chairman Lahore Girls Education System, Major General Retired Muhammad Farooq Rashid, Hilal Imtiaz Military has arrived. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Worthy Chairman Lahore Girls Education System, Major General Retired Muhammad Farooq Rashid, Hilal Imtiaz Military, Honorable Regional Director Michelle Rashid, and Directors Lahore Girls Education System, respected principals and dear audience, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the host institution, Girls Academy for Female Studies Lahore Kent, I, Baloch, along with my co-host Wadeed Ahmed, welcome you all to the first ever Bilingual Parliamentary Debate Competition 2018, being held under the auspices of Lahore Girls Education System. It is time to seek permission from the respected chief guest, Chairman Lahore Girls Education System, to start today's proceedings. Sir, may we start? The permission has been granted. Thank you, sir.
We begin with the holy name of Allah, the Omnipotent, who granted boundless knowledge to human beings. For the recitation of a few verses from the Holy Quran, I would like to invite Kaab Wahidi, and for the translation, I would like to invite Tasweep Tabriz Gul.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان حب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, the most affectionate, taught the Quran, created man and taught him eloquence. The sun and the moon move by precise calculations, and the stars and trees prostrate, and the heavenly rage and impose the balance, that you not transgress within the balance, and establish weight in justice, and do not make deficient the balance. And the earth he laid out for the creatures. There is fruits and palm trees, having sheets of dates, and grain having husks and scented plants. So, which of the favors of your Lord would you deny? Allah Almighty speaks the truth.
Jazakallah. National anthem reflects the sense of patriotism and dignity of a nation. Please rise and pay respect to our national anthem. In order to commence the formal proceedings, I would like to request the President, Ariba Chaudhry, and the State Secretary, Muhammad Adib, to come on the stage and take their seats. Army Public Schools and Colleges system aims at nurturing the intellectual capital through a perfect blend of co-curricular and extracurricular activities for the comprehensive development of the students' personalities. Bilingual Parliamentary Debate Competition 2018 is yet another effort to polish the oratory skills of the students. Parliamentary debate is an extemporaneous form of debate modeled after the style of debate in the House of Commons. In this genre of oratory, the students approach a topic in all its aspects, know it inside and out, and put forth points and arguments that support their point of view. Consequently, the debaters are thoroughly prepared and enabled to develop the techniques of getting their points across. The 21st century is beset with diverse challenges, and the students need to be made aware of the fact that critical thinking skills are required to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. Our students need to deliberate, discuss, and debate on several issues to make connections with their future. Forums such as these provide platforms for our students to freely associate their thoughts and share them with others. We expect to spark a lot of interest in the students through the first ever Parliamentary Debate Competition 2018 being organized by Garrison Academy for Cambridge Studies, Lahore, Kent, in collaboration with Army Public Schools and Colleges System.
The general rules to be observed in the competition are as follows. The medium of communication will be English and Urdu. Use of any other language will be a discredit. However, the mode of communication should necessarily be English with Urdu supplementing it. The house has been divided into two factions, that is, proposition favoring the topic and opposition opposing the topic. Only the students of 9, 10 and O-level classes are eligible to participate. The jury will consist of 3 members. Besides the jury, 1 president and 1 state secretary will conduct the proceedings. However, they will not mark the participants. The time allotted to each speaker will be 5 minutes. The bell timings needs to be followed strictly or else it would be a discredit for the whole team. During the debate, derogatory comments, controversial, sectarian, political or irrelevant remarks will be penalized by the judges. Based on the marking scheme, the winner and runner-up teams will be declared by the judges and the decision will be final. Each participant will be given marks out of the total score of 50. The evaluation criteria comprises content of the debate, which is further divided into line of argument and validity, 5 marks. Analysis and organization, 5 marks. Logic and evidence, 5 marks. Rebuttal and refutation, 5 marks. Delivery of the debate, which is further divided into language and vocabulary, 5 marks. Pronunciation, 5 marks. Confirmation to the norms of debate, 5 marks. Validity of point stated or answered, 5 marks. Confidence, that is, body language and eye contact, 5 marks. And finally, teamwork, 5 marks. For each compulsory point not taken, a deduction of 1 mark shall be made. At least 1 point of information must be taken by each speaker. Taking extra points of information and answering them well may grant the team 1 additional mark per extra point of information. Judges are allowed to penalize any derogatory remarks against any speaker, any contradiction against one's own opinion or of any speaker within the same house. Direct references to any country, a political figure or a government official in a controversial situation as such references are strictly forbidden. A maximum of 5 marks may be deducted from the final score for such an offence. Too many and irrelevant points of information raised may be penalized by the judges, with a maximum of 2 marks being deducted from the final score.
The motion before the House is, free speech should have some limitations. There are 8 teams participating in today's competition. The teams in the proposition house include Army Public School, Mahfouz Shahid Garrison, Garrison Academy for Girls, Garrison Academy for Cambridge Studies, and Garrison Academy for Boys. The opposition house consists of the following teams: Garrison Boys High School, Army Public School, Azam Garrison, Army Public School Junior, and Garrison Academy for Shahid Campus. According to the balloting conducted earlier by the Regional Director, Ms. Shahla Rashid, the order of the teams is as follows. Proposition House, Army Public School, Mahfouz Shahid Garrison, Garrison Academy for Girls, Garrison Academy for Cambridge Studies, and Garrison Academy for Boys. In the opposition house, Garrison Academy for Shahid Campus, Army Public School Junior, Army Public School Azam Garrison, and finally Garrison Boys High School. The panel of the judges comprises esteemed educationists from different institutions of Lahore Garrison Education System. The chief judge for today's event is Mrs. Seema Shahid. Mrs. Seema Shahid is serving as principal, Garrison College for Girls since August 2015. Before this assignment, she was principal, Army Public School and College for Girls, Hassan Garrison for 10 years. During her tenure there, she has the privilege of being adjudged Best Overall Principal and Senior School Principal for 4 consecutive years. She has always been a creative problem solver who consistently demonstrates excellence in the efficiency, productivity, and the quality of her work. She believes in the promotion of morale by leadership, teamwork, and enhancing work environment. Mrs. Tabassum Shahryar has been associated with the field of education for the past 13 years. She has served in various Army public and private schools as a language teacher. She made her comeback in LGES in 2015 as training coordinator of GATE. Currently, she is serving as principal, Garrison Academy, Chitral Lines. Mr. Liaquat Nadeem joined Garrison Education System in 1992. He holds master's degrees in English and Urdu literature from the University of Punjab and MPhil Linguistics from Leeds University. He served as chairman English department in the Hall Garrison University, and currently he is serving as a teacher at Garrison College for Boys, Lahore, Kent. The conduct of the competition will be explained by the State Secretary, Muhammad Ali.
The teams have to conform to the following rules of the competition. Each participating school has sent one team for the competition, either favoring the proposition or opposing it. Each team in the house comprises a speaker and his resource person. The resource person will help the speaker for providing and organizing information, and he may communicate with him during the entire course of his debate. The topic has already been announced 45 minutes before the debate, and the teams have prepared their debates using any source of knowledge or information, including books and internet. The order of the speaker has already been decided through balloting before the competition that was conducted by the Regional Director, Ms. Shaila Rashid. The speaking time is distributed as follows. Protected time. The first 1 and the last 1 minutes are the speaker's protected time, and no points can be raised during these 2 minutes. Unprotected time. The intermediate time of 3 minutes is the speaker's unprotected time, during which the opposition house will be allowed to raise points and ask questions. The speaker will be required to answer at least one question. The speaker is entitled to the following points of parliamentary proceedings. Points of information. Points of information may be raised when a point of the addressing speaker is to be rebutted or an explanation is to be demanded for the discussions taken up by the concurrent house. The speaker has the right to decline a point of information, but he is to usually accept one point of information, and not doing so will lead to deduction of marks. Points should neither be too frequent nor trivial. Points of personal privilege. A break during the session which does not relate to the debate itself will be granted. However, the session will remain uninterrupted. Point of order. A point of order may be raised by the President to draw the Speaker's attention to a breach of any of the rules. Resource persons are allowed to raise points during the debate. They can also respond to any points raised for their speakers. Continual use of trivial points can be penalized by the jury. Cross-questioning is not allowed during the speaking sessions and will be penalized, especially while answering a question of the opposite house. A speaker may refute the points of any speaker in the opposition house during his debate. However, he cannot raise new arguments during the rebuttals. I now request Madam President to declare the House open for debate.
As President, I now declare the House open for debates. The motion before the House is, free speech should have some limitations. Now, I invite the first speaker of the proposition team to open the debate. Your faces are telling me. You see, when I speak up my mind openly, I will only and only create fuss and nothing else. But when I will set a boundary on my thoughts, only then I will be able to make way for a place where no ill feelings are present. My dear parliamentarians, why is punching illegal? Because nobody likes to get punched. What about tickling them or disturbing them? What about killing people, kidnapping them, torturing them? If you don't want hell to break loose, then you need to set up some boundaries. I repeat, you need to set up some boundaries. You're being and you just can't do anything about it. For me, this is the most evil thing that can happen. Giving freedom of speech a free hand will only and only result in chaos and turmoil. Tell me, dear parliamentarians, is it fair to a person that all of his secrets are spilled out? His personal information is made public? He is taunted, judged, and ridiculed? Should advertisers be allowed to make fantastical claims regardless of the risk involved in doing so? Should psychiatrists be allowed to publicize their clients' information just in the name of freedom of speech? No. A big no. Certain limits of free speech exist in most societies for good reasons. Humans cannot function well without limits. Otherwise, he will lose his sanity. The idea of free speech gained escalation when people started targeting billions of Muslims just in the name of religion. They touched the most sensitive issues of sketching cartoons of our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him. And in their defense, they talked about freedom of speech. Having freedom of speech absolutely does not mean that all people will express their views without respect.
What does free speech mean?
Free speech means that you are allowed to express your views but keeping in the religion or the sect of other people. You don't have to say the words that hurt the feeling of other people. You have to respect it.
Okay, so only tell me the meaning of free.
Well, freedom does not mean that you are allowed to do anything in the world that you can do. You have the rights, but you cannot overcome, you cannot cross the limits of that right.
Freedom of speech is a fundamental human right. But no, this is the concept that people misuse and abuse the most when talking about politics, law, and role of the state. People defend all sorts of nonsense just in the name of freedom of speech. This madness must stop. Now, tell me, what about the hello caste? Should Muslims be talking about this? Mocking their respective issue? No. My dear parliamentarians, this is not freedom of speech. This is a true depiction of how wars emerge between nations.
Do you not believe that putting limitations on free speech will give unlimited powers to the authority?
By supporting limits to free speech does not mean that I am anti-unity. You are allowed to express your views as according to Article of Pakistan 19A. You are allowed to say anything you want without talking about the religion or the sect of anyone and or not involving in political battles.
Freedom of speech only and only ends in one thing, and that is destruction